Welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles. In this week's news, a nonprofit secures a wheelchair ramp for a local resident. M24 project is pushed back to 2020, and a popular church changes its name.
Stay tuned. Learn more about these stories and others. The Oxford News begins right now. An estimated 1,000 gallons of raw sewage flowed across the Indian Lake Road at the Oxford-Orion border on April 3rd, according to Zach Earp of the Oakland County Water Resources Commissioner's Office. Earp said the area around the manhole flowed south across the Indian Lake Road and into a small detention pond located at the southeast corner of M24 and Indian Lake Road within Orion Township.
The Michigan Department of Transportation made a final decision in the M24 reconstruction project. The project's start date has been pushed back to 2020 instead of the original 2019 date. In addition, the plans are to be extended from Golden Gate Street in Orion Township to Harriet Street in Oxford Township. MDOT stated the delay was due to other MDOT elements currently in progress.
A large number of pets perished when a fire erupted inside a manufactured home on Basket Branch on Lake Villa community. According to the fire chief, Pete Schultz, a combination of smoke, heat, and loss of power claimed the lives of at least 35 birds, 1 cat, and some fish. The cause was determined to be a candle. According to Chief Schultz, the home was a total loss.
A popular church catering to the spiritual and community needs of Oxford area residents has decided to change its name to reflect its peaceful surroundings, and Easter Sunday was a natural day for the change. Christ the King Church is now Lake Point Community Church. Senior pastor Bob Holt said because the church is situated on a lake and the property comes to a point, Lake Point was a natural fit for the name change. After many years of waiting and debating, the church finally decided to go for it and begin writing a new chapter in its history.
Hitting the road is an American tradition, and in the 19th century, American pioneers loaded up wagons and headed west, seeking everything from farmland to fortune. In the late 1940s, American writer Jack Kerouac took several cross-country road trips and provided the basis for inspiration for the landmark 1957 novel On the Road, a testament of the Beat generation. Preparing to become part of this grand tradition are Oakland residents Derek, Kayla, and Ashley Dark. This month, the couple will follow their dreams by embarking on a lengthy road trip to explore America's natural beauty and history. They will visit 38 national parks across 18 states, plus some parts of Canada, such as Vancouver Island and Nova Scotia. Safe travels and good luck to you.
Local residents are invited to safely dispose of household hazardous waste that could be harmful to humans and the environment if it's not properly disposed of. On April 28, 2018, Addison Township, the Village of Leonard, Oxford Township, the Village of Oxford, Orion Township, and the Village of Orion are among the participating communities for the waste collection event, which will be held at the Oxford Middle School from 8 to 2 p.m. The collection is organized by Oakland County through its North Oakland Hazardous Waste Program. The NoHaz Consortium is a group of Oakland County communities who have come together to provide residents with a safe, reliable, and environmentally responsible way to rid themselves of household hazardous waste.
Wildcats, big and small, will begin popping up around town next week in an effort to support merchants and local commerce. Oxford's beloved mascot will be a part of Experience Oxford, a new event starting the weekend of Friday, April 20th. Its purpose is to elevate public awareness about the wide range of goods and services available in the village and township by encouraging people to explore Oxford's diverse business community. Experience the event features two main themes, the Wildcat Walk and Where's the Wildcat? For more details, see the latest edition of the Oxford Leader newspaper.
Oxford resident Marcy Gruenberg recently reached out to Guiding Star Foundation for help in getting a wheelchair ramp for her brother-in-law, Mitch Gruenberg. Mitch recently had both legs amputated. Luckily for him, the organization did not hesitate to help. Mitch is a lifelong resident of Oxford and was initially paralyzed from the neck down in a diving accident around 30 years ago. He has been in a wheelchair ever since the accident and had both legs amputated a year ago. He currently lives with his brother Chris and Marcy in Oxford. With Mitch and Marcy both being on disability, Marcy said the replacement of a ramp would have been nearly impossible for the family. So congratulations, I'm glad they got that done. That's it for Oxford News this week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper, or better yet, you can catch us on our website at occtv.org, on YouTube, and of course, our regular channels, Spectrum, Channel 191, and AT&T Channel 99.
And coming up soon, John Ochins with the school news and OCTV's very own Cody Wright with the sports report. And you won't want to miss Auto Talk and Science in the News with Dave Kenny.
I'm Terry Stiles. Thanks for watching Oxford News this week, where we bring your news closer to home.
And I'm Elgin Nichols. Remember, always be kind to your friends and neighbors, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication New Scientist. In our first story, there's gold in them there SIM cards, but most of it gets thrown away. $22.2 billion was wasted in 2016 alone. Currently, only 20% of e-waste is recycled, but that could get a boost thanks to a cheap new way of chipping the gold off SIM card surfaces. Dale Huber of Sandia National Laboratories in New Mexico and his team developed a process that creates microscopic bubbles on the surface of a SIM card. These bubbles explode violently, producing high pressures and temperatures of up to 4,700 degrees Celsius. Huber and his team first covered the surface with a surfactant, the molecules of which form a single thin layer. Then they covered it with a layer of another surfactant and water. When they exposed it to ultrasonic waves, microscopic bubbles formed and collapsed in tiny but powerful explosions that cratered the SIM card surface. Microjets of gold particles were ejected from the craters and captured in the liquid above. Huber says the process is cheap and environmentally friendly, unlike existing methods that use incineration or harmful solvents to extract precious metals. Better practice. On the medical front, a personal cancer vaccine that trains the immune system to attack tumors has been encouraging results in women with ovarian cancer. Ovarian cancer is one of the more common types of cancer in women, and in England, about 7,300 women in the UK were diagnosed with it each year. The disease often isn't recognized until it has already spread, and even after successful treatment, there is a high risk of cancer returning. Only half of women diagnosed with ovarian cancer survive for 5 years or more. Cancer vaccines have been showing promise in clinical trials, but few worldwide have made it into the clinic for routine use. Many of the vaccines are designed to train immune cells to recognize particular molecules that are often present in cancer cells, but this can fail because tumors vary between different people. To get around this problem, Lana Kandeloff from the University of Lausanne in Switzerland and her team have created personalized vaccines that are tailored to each individual tumor. To do this, they take samples from a woman's tumor and kill the cells with acid, which exposes molecules that are normally hidden. These dead cells then are mixed with immune cells from the woman's blood and grown in the lab for a few days before being injected back into her. To test the safety of this approach, Kandeloff and her colleagues gave personalized vaccines to 5 women with recurrent ovarian cancer. They also gave vaccines to 20 other women with ovarian cancer in combination with either 1 or 2 chemotherapy drugs. These drugs kill cancer cells, but are also known to boost the immune system. The women received a dose of the vaccine every 3 weeks for 15 weeks and then monthly injections until the disease progressed or their vaccine supply ran out. The team found that the vaccine was safe and did trigger immune responses against the women's tumors. The women who showed stronger immune response subsequently lived longer than those with weaker ones. The women who received the vaccine alongside both chemotherapy drugs showed the best survival rates. 80% of these women were still alive 2 years later, compared with only 50% of the women with similar stages of cancer who received only the drugs. Ovarian cancer bounces back in 85% of women who undergo surgery, so Kandeloff thinks a vaccine could be given post-surgery to women in remission to reduce the chances of this happening. Kandeloff says her team's results show that it's important to keep samples of a woman's tumor when she undergoes surgery so that a personalized vaccine can be made, and that's good progress. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Hi, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
Together, David and I host OCTV's weekly show, Minutes by Minutes.
The show presents our sometimes humorous interpretation of what your elected politicians are doing to enact regulations and ordinances that ultimately affect us all, keeping your news closer to home and reporting political shenanigans from Oxford and Addison Township, including the villages of Leonard and Oxford.
Catch Minutes by Minutes on Charter Channel 191 or AT&T Channel 99. Tune in Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. and Saturday, 11:30 a.m.
If you don't have Charter or AT&T, you can watch us on our local website, OCCTV.org, or OCTV Oxford, Michigan on YouTube. See you there.
Hello, Wildcat fans. Cody Wright back here once again with this week's sports report. Finally, we are starting to get this feeling that it is springtime, but yet again, I don't want to speak too soon. Anyhow, this week, we have some baseball and softball to touch on, and this weekend the boys and girls lacrosse teams will both be playing, so we will be reporting on that next week. So let's not waste any time, let's dive in and see how things are shaping up on the diamond. First off, the boys baseball club went on the road on the 10th. Varsity and JV went to Almont and freshmen to Clarkston for a doubleheader. Success for the most part is what we met with. The varsity team took down Almont 8-2, and JV extended the gap even further with a win 11-1. Like I said, freshmen faced a doubleheader out in Clarkston, so the first game was very high scoring and close, but we did not manage to come out on top as we fell to a final score of 10-9, very high scored. The second was a different story, and that's when we turned on the heat and really took it to them, ending in another crushing final with the win 13-2. The girls softball, however, on the flip side, played at home this week on the 10th against Anchor Bay. Varsity seemed to struggle to bring in any runs, and Anchor Bay did not, so the score ended with us behind 4-0. However, JV played very well and brought home the win. Final score was 13-3. The next day, JV went on the road to Dakota and told the exact same story, coming out on top yet again, 13-3. Like I said, the girls lacrosse team will be playing this weekend there. Last game on the 27th was a great performance, ending in a win against Holly, 20-4. The boys lacrosse team will also be playing towards the end of the week, and we will be reporting on both of them next week. Soccer will have some results in by then, as well as track and field and hopefully tennis. So stay tuned to keep tabs on all of these spring sports seasons. For more info on these events and more, go to oxfordathletics.org. Plenty of schedules and statistics all right there at oxfordathletics.org. And while you're at it, might as well check us out at occtv.org. All of our coverage of the events, along with many other programs we put together for you, can be found on our YouTube page, which you can access through the website. Once again, that is occtv.org. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this week's report. Be sure to tune in next time, but until then, I'm Cody Wright. Go Wildcats.
Hi, I'm Rachel Baker, and welcome to OCTV's weekly calendar of events, where we feature events from Oxford, Leonard, and Lake Orion. This includes charities, special fundraisers, and general community information. If you or your organization would like us to get your message out to our viewing public, please contact us for more information at our studio. Our number is 248-628-9658, or go to our website at occtv.org. The Oxford Library has plenty of teen events coming up. This month is Poetry Month at the Oxford Library. Compose your own insults with the library's own authentic Shakespearean insult generator and have fun with blackout poetry. Now, blackout poetry is a very unique type of poetry because the words are already written. Blackout poems can be created from any piece of writing, ranging from newspapers to books and even magazines. Once you've picked a document and have read it thoroughly, choose which words you want to use and simply black out the rest. Most people turn it into visual art by drawing over the words, so each one is truly unique and beautiful. There are plenty of after-school programs for teens and young children at the Oxford Library, like Teen Gamers, Fandom Kingdom, and Lego Club, so check them all out and sign up. All programs are free of charge. Call them at 248-628-3034 for more information. In other news, the American Legion hosts regular events for you all to enjoy. On each Friday, they host a fish fry from noon to 8:30. Come down for some of the best fish you've ever had. Call them at 248-628-9081 for more information. The Addison Library has some events coming up soon. Join in on April 19th to better understand your pet with a pet psychic. From 6:30 to 8 p.m., Reiki Energy Master Miss Leslie Kiranesi will analyze your pet at no cost to you. Just bring a picture of your pet and a list of questions to her, and she'll take the reins from there. Even if you've ever been curious, this is worth checking out. She began her work with bears, if you can believe it. Now she performs psychic readings and performs therapy on people as well. Her business runs out of Clarkston, Michigan. If you're interested, feel free to access her website at advancedenergytherapy.com or call her at 248-909-3700. If you're applying to college, you probably are, like most people, struggling to finance your education. Thankfully, there's no shortage of local, regional, and national scholarships you can apply for. Not all are as difficult to apply for as you'd think, and it's well worth it. No matter what your age, there are online databases you can use to find scholarships and fund your higher education. Websites like fastweb.com, studentscholarships.org, and bigfuture.collegeboard.org give you all the information you need to succeed. Local banking institutions, certain employers, and even the Oxford High School have scholarships they can give you. Pursuing higher education can be a daunting experience, but asking questions and some research goes a long way. This month, there are plenty of charities that need your help. Many of them struggle because of their size. They're not national organizations, but they're just as important. Step up now to help your community and give back. Donate food to Oxford Orion Fish, or volunteer to help dogs get adopted at the K9 Stray Rescue Unit. Love Inc. is another wonderful charity that gives to the community through the church. Churches have plenty of fundraisers you can involve yourself in. You can even volunteer at your local senior center. There are countless out there that need our help, and it's our job as those that have to give to those that don't. This is Oxford Community TV, and I'm your local host, Rachel Baker. Please join us again for your weekly calendar of events.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication Automotive News. In our first story, Chevrolet is expanding the availability of its popular 1LE track package and 10-speed transmission as part of a refresh for the Camaro in the 2019 model year. The exterior of the 2019 Camaro features a more prominent upper grille that flows into a redesigned LED headlamps, and in the rear, the car's signature dual-element taillights are more sculpted than those on the current model. SS models of the refresh car will be available with a 10-speed transmission, while Chevrolet has expanded the 1LE package to the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, making it available across the car's lineup. We really think we have a winner here, Chevrolet Camaro Chief Engineer Al Oppenheimer said during a preview of the car 2 weeks ago. We now have a bookend for the lower part of the Camaro spectrum, he says. The Turbo 1LE comes exclusively with a 6-speed manual transmission and chassis package derived from the V6 1LE to offer track-capable performance, and other features include the FE3 suspension with larger diameter front and rear stabilizer bars, specifically tuned dampers, stiffer rear cradle bushings, and cross-access ball joints to the rear toe links that enhance lateral stiffness, and split front-rear summer-only tire sizes. And Brembo take brake packages with low metallic performance pads and a nearly 50-50 weight balance, kind of unusual. Driver mode selector with sport mode and new track mode, and competition mode with sport and track modes. The 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with a 275 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque carries over to the refreshed model. Other enhancements for the 2019 Camaro include an upgraded infotainment system and standard 7-inch diagonal color touchscreen. The refresh comes amid increased pressure in the muscle car segment, as the Dodge Challenger has been making gains on the Camaro, and the segment-leading Ford Mustang has grown its lead over the Camaro. In a down market for sporty cars, Camaro sales last year fell 6.6% to almost 68,000 units, the lowest full year of sales since the company resurrected the nameplate in 2009. That compares with almost 82,000 Mustang sales in 2017, that's down 23%, followed by over 64,000 Challenger sales, which are up 2.2%. Combined Mustang, Camaro, Challenger sales fell 12% last year. And on the recall front, Ford Motor Company on April 6 issued a recall for 2018 year model F-150 pickups and Expedition SUVs with 10-speed automatic transmissions for a potentially unseated transmission gear shift cable clip. The recall also covers 2018 model F650s and 750 pickups with 6-speed automatic transmissions. There's about 347,000 vehicles affected. In the affected vehicles, a clip that locks the gear shift cable to the transmission may not be fully seated. That could allow the transmission to be in a different gear from the one selected by the driver. In some instances, that could mean the vehicle may not be in park even when the driver shifts to park and turns off the ignition, which could cause unintended vehicle movement. There would not be any warning chimes or messages since the shifter would be in the proper position. Ford said it's aware of one reported accident and injury involving the issue, and here's where the affected vehicles were made. 2018 Ford F-150 pickups built at Dearborn Assembly, January 5, 2017 to February 16, 2018. 2018 Ford F-150 pickups built at Kansas City Assembly Plant, January 25, 2017 to February 16, 2018. And 2018 Ford Expedition SUVs built at Kentucky Truck Plant, April 3, 2017 to January 30, 2018. And 2018 Ford F-60s, F650s that is, and F750 pickups built at Ohio Assembly Plant, April 25, 2017 to March 9, 2017. And in the second recall, Ford on April 6 also issued a recall for about 161 2017 to 2018 model year F-150 pickups, 2018 Expedition SUVs, 2018 Lincoln Navigator SUVs, and 2018 Mustang cars with 10R80 transmissions for a potentially missing roll pin that attaches to the Park Paul Rod Guide cup to the transmission case. The issue could lead to the vehicles eventually losing their park function, even when the shifter and instrument panel display indicate the vehicle is in park, leading, once again, to unintended movement without any warnings. And here's where those vehicles were made. The 2017 to 2018 F-150 pickups built at Dearborn Assembly Plant, October 20th, 2016 to March 5th, 2018. 2017 to 2018 F-150 pickups built at Kansas City Assembly Plant, December 22nd, 2017 to February 26, 2018. And 2018 Expedition SUVs built at Kentucky Truck Plant, November 28th, 2017 to February 14th, 2018. And also 2018 Mustang vehicles built at Flat Rock Assembly Plant, November 6th, 2017 to February 12, 2018. And lastly, the 2018 Lincoln Navigator SUVs built at Kentucky Truck Plant on December 23, 2017 to March 8, 2018. That's quite a list. Well, that's all for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and as always, may the wind be at your back as you cruise down life's highways. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television. That's all for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and as always, may the wind be at your back as you cruise down life's highways. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.